just want you to sit in your chair and go, hip hip hooray, for the Western press and the Western narrative, regurgitating the same old, same old, same old, every single day, without which please watch the first 2 episodes, the second series. Look at that.
Absolutely fascinating.
And it was the first time the Beatles had really stopped being semi-professional almost.
Good morning, everyone. After last night's episode, I had to go off last night because if you go right to the end of last night's stream, you see me reading something for a minute or so. And what it was a warning. So I had to get off it. Official warning, by the way. Little old me getting an official warning. So I had to schedule and I'll turn it off. So I did. So where I am this morning. But anyway, how is everyone? Is everyone okay? Because it's good. It's a good, it's a big match tonight. I want you to tell me as well, do you want me to do a watch along? Because after last week, the last watch along, I thought this is a waste of time because I was getting told things. And it was spoiling it for me. So I thought to myself, I might as well just watch it on my own and get my own reaction on a big, massive screen I've got. Sitting in my own comfort. So if you want me to do a watch along tonight, I will. Let's see what you've been saying anyway, before I go on. Carry on. It's after Friday and it's called Saturday, she said. Yeah. Told you they got the wrong medication, didn't I? Well, it's not the wrong one, it's the same one. Absolutely ridiculous. And Edward says, big up Frank and chat. Mr. Capo. Good morning, FC. Best wishes. Enjoyed an Irish comedy, The Last Ride, and Recount 2008 docudrama based on the Bush-Gore election, well acted by Kevin Spacey and mass appeal Jack Lemmon. Spacey's a cracking actor, and he's been destroyed, hasn't he, because of his sexuality, and that's a shame. It's a shame. Anyway, the likes of the Gore and Bush election was a big fiddle. They wanted Bush to win, and Jeb Bush, if I remember correctly, Jeb Bush, he was the governor of Florida. And he said, we lost a ballot box, which would have made Gore president of the United States. How very convenient for his brother George W. Bush. W. Odette Sansom. Have I seen Odette Sansom? No, I don't think have I? I've enjoyed watching the adaptation of Mikhail Bulgakov's novel The Master and Margarita. Never heard of it. Never heard of it, you know. Sorry about. You see, I do. What I do is the history of literature. This is film and TV review. This is a TV and film review. I just give out films to watch and series to watch to people. But you know, you can always catch me, which you would love if you love books. I love books. I love my literature. And I have a very good friend. He's an international artist on with me. And we talk about certain authors and poets. And you will enjoy that. If you like books, you will enjoy it. And there's some great comments that come through as well, just like what you've given. Now you can put in comments, and the followers are absolutely brilliant. So, you know, I think you would enjoy it. It goes out on a Wednesday, but if Liverpool Football Club are playing on a Wednesday, we don't do it. We do it on a Tuesday or a Thursday, but it's mainly Wednesdays that we do the history of literature. So if you want to watch that, fine. And Edward says, Keira Knightley is a good actress. I watched a new film with her in. It's called Woman in Cabin 10. It's worth a watch. It has a twist at the end. I don't mind Keira Knightley. Watch her in it. I always get mixed up with an American one with Adam Driver and a British one with Keira Knightley. One's called The Report, and I think that's with Adam Driver. It's a very good film, by the way, very good film. And the other one, both of them are true stories. The other one with Keira Knightley, I'm sure. Oh, what is it? I forget the title. I will get the title because it's well worth a watch. It's based on a true story. And I'm sure Gary Oldman's in it. I'm sure of it. TW. Morning, Frank at chat. Morning, T. Morning, T. Ali Denise. Morning, Frank. Chat. Morning, Frank. Go and chat. Hiya, Ali. Hope you're well. Ali's our Romanian friend. Our Romanian friend. Still in Romania, by the way. Still there with his mum. Please like and subscribe on your way in. Thank you. Says TW. Thank you. Let's just see. Thanks a lot, man. After last night. That's shocking. If you get us up, go right to the end. You don't have to watch it like through, obviously. Go right to the end and you see me and I'm reading something. And that's when I just said, I'm going. I'm being honest, I was waiting for a knock. Oh, did he come for you at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock? I thought I was any sleep. I don't know, 2 hours. Excuse me. And she says, I love you watch along, so yes, please. And Ollie says, TJ, imagine I am in the first 8 subscribers from this channel. Oh, that's nice, that. Thank you. Thank you. That's lovely, that. Thank you, Ali. And Barry, Bella. Franco wonders where you went last night. Bella, I had to go. I was warned officially. I was warned officially. If you get right to the end, it's coming up. Poor Franco. Warned. Sandra Kirkcat. Hiya, Sandra. Morning, Frank. I haven't seen you for yonks. Where have you been? Thought you left me. Good to see you back anyway. And Edwards, are you going to have to tone the Friday show? That it's just what I believe in. I think that's a very good point. It's a very good point. And where you can have like free speech and opinions and the truth, by the way, the truth of it all. I think it's, I just don't know. I don't know what I'll do, being honest. I just don't know what I'll do, Edward. I think it's wrong for many people who advocate for free speech. And free speech is a must in any country, in any language. If you can't express the truth, well, you might as well just pack up and do nothing. That's the way I look at it anyway. And I suppose everyone on chat would agree. And Bella says, Franco, I've watched the first episode of, thank God for that, you and Johan. Johan's watched 2 episodes. And he said, just like what you said, it's excellent. Brilliant. It's one of the best episodes, one of the best TV series. I've been telling everyone, so what you don't watch it, there's only you and Johan. So thank you, Bella. And lovely Toscano. Buongiorno, Franco and chatters. The watch along, is there a way that we can pause it on our put? Yeah, of course you can. So we're watching the same play. I a bit cabled. But it makes sense. Do you know what? That's brilliant. I don't know whether you can on live, to be honest, but I don't know. I just don't know. They're Toscana. And TW, said, yeah, please, let's do a watch along. So I'll do one tonight. Thank you for that, Toscana. Really pleased, thank you. I've got a surprise for you, by the way. And you're going to go, ah. That's what you're going to go, ah. When I see you. Achi is with us. Hello, Frank. Hi, Achi. He's the half Scouser from Southampton. My mum's a Scouse. My mum's a Scouser. Lynn. Morning, Frank. Morning, Lynn. Lynn's a very good friend of mine. Really good friend of mine. Lovely lady. Toscana. I watched Dilemma for Murder the other night. Forgot how good a film it was. Is that the Ray Milland's one? Very good. Very good. Eli is a good film with Gary Oldman and Denzel Washington, says Edward. Eli. Is that the Book of Revelation or something? Actually says, check out the lyrics. Tony Christie in the Avenue. Yeah. Oh my God. Wakey, wakey. Yeah, I didn't mind Tony Christie. And is this the way to Amarillo? Is this the way to Anfield Road? Yeah. In the avenues and alleyways, good. He has a belting voice, didn't he, Tony Christie? A really belting voice. I'm on my way out today, fellas and girls. Shall I be out? Be out with this one. Big coat. Got loads of hats here, look. Found them all. That's a Stetson now. You know, it's not a big cowboy hat, if you know what I mean. Made by them. My little Peaky Blinder ones. Colour coordinated hats. Like a bloody fashion show. Say put a hat. Oh, fuck it. I don't know. I'll have to fucking wear the thing. Sorry about this. Stupid head. Just as a, I just had a shower and done me to liven me up because I haven't had any sleep really. And your hair goes all over the place, doesn't it? Anyway, yeah, actually, do that, mate. And Bella says, One Battle After Another, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Sean Penn. Sean Penn's a great actor, but I'll never watch him again. Never watch him again. Not after him and what's his fucking name? Ben Stiller. He presented his Oscar to a certain person who I won't name. And I thought, you phony, hasn't a clue. Irene Evans. Hey, Irene. Morning, Frank. Morning, Irene. And she says, that explains why I was thrown out of YouTube during your pod last night and couldn't get back up. Go away. Go away, T. Go away. And Sandra says, I wouldn't see that, Frank. Leave me. I was desperate. I've got to go on a diet. I know you might say, honestly, I'm 2.5 stone over. The footy watch along are a godsend, as I don't feel as guilty when I'm effing and blind and says to Tosca. So you wait for me to effing and blind. Effing blind. Started watching Gosford's new drama series currently playing on Netflix. Saranjo, she's a good actress there, Saranjo. Well done, Odetta. Odette. Lovely name, that, isn't it? Odette. It's French, isn't it? Odette. Mon chéri. Odette. Michelle Keegan is a good, yes, as well. I just watched a limited series on Netflix. Fool Me Once. Ooh. Ooh. Says Edward. I like the title of that, actually. Fool Me Once. Because we all go through that, don't we? Fool me once. Fool me twice. Bella. Buongiorno, Franco e Toscana. Buongiorno. Buongiorno. Do you know what I've just been watching this morning for you lovely Italian ladies? You know, a drive through Rome. Rome is my favourite city. And I was just sitting and lying there in bed. Just lying there, I was going, been down there, been down, and going through the thing, you know, go through there, and you know, the driver was doing, I say to myself, just down there is, and he went down that way. Whoa. And Toscana says, I'll try and pause tonight. Buongiorno, bella. What? Che freddo. Yeah. Yeah. Che far, it's freezing. Yeah, it is. It is. That's why I've been wearing pullovers. Have you noticed? It's freezing in here. And that she says, good memory, respect. What do you mean about living down and your mama a Scouser? Yeah. And you're half a Scouser? No. And Odette says, never be afraid to raise your voice for honesty and truth and compassion against injustice and lying and greed. If people all over the world would do this, it will change the cracking comment. Brilliant. Salute. Well done. What a comment. What a comment. Made up with that. And Bella says to her, I watched that show on Netflix. It was fantastic. Fool me once. I'll have a look at that. I like the sound of that, to be honest. Frank, bless, says that. I've got lots of flat caps. I've got a fucking head like mine, though. I'm sorry to swear. Sadly. Don't swear until tonight. Watching this match. Yeah, it's good. Unexpected ending, says Edmund. Gary the Rigby. Hiya, Gary. Suits you, Frank. Thank you. Imagine that. My nephew was in Peaky Blinders only a small. Oh, go away. Says Toscana. I'm sure it was filmed in Liverpool. That's where I met. I had people with me, and I was in a place called Rodney Street here in Liverpool. It's a very private, upmarket street. Lots of Georgian buildings, beauty. And I used to go there. I've actually filmed in the Hungarian, well, the Hungarian embassy. Well, it was a consul. And I knew the Baron. He was the consulate there. And I filmed there. If you ever watch any of my DVDs and you see me pressing a button, and it was the first X-ray machine, and it goes bzzz. That's where the film's in there, Rodney Street. You see me going in, film going in. Very famous street, actually, in Liverpool. Very famous. Many famous people lived there. Many authors, painters, prime ministers. As I said, the Hungarian consulate. And that's where I met Toscana. I was walking down and I met, oh, blimey. I went right up to him and I said, I love your work. I said, what are you doing here? And it was a big film crew, loads of people. He said, filming for this. I've never watched it. I've never watched a second of it. I'll tell you for why. You know what I am? I'm a historian. And I hate phonies in history or anything that's phony. And when I said, oh, I'll have a look at this. And I see a gang walking down. And on the ends, there's a black lad's walking with them. I was supposed to be in 1920. Now, everything has to be spot on for me. And it's a fault of mine. It's a fault of mine. And the lad had dreadlocks down to his right down, and I thought, no, I'm not watching that. No way. Dreadlocks weren't even out. It wasn't until the Rastafarians and Haile Selassie, and I thought, no, I'm not watching it. They've got to be spot on for me. You know that I lectured about the Roman Empire, and I wouldn't watch Gladiator for years until I seen a fellow historian also lectured about the Romans, and he said, watch it. Watch it. And I did, because I didn't like fiction character, Maximus. He was a fiction, but everything around him, right up to Marcus Aurelius. Brilliant. One of my favourite emperors. And Commodus. But he was albeit that Maximus was central to the film, everything around him was so spot on. That's why my fellow historian said, watch it. And I did, and I enjoyed it. But I wouldn't watch anything like Rastafari 1920. Sorry. Franco, with that hat, the first one, you look like Tommy Sheridan from Peaky Blinders. I don't know. Never seen it. Never seen it, Bella. Selling the SUN and Morrison's in back, shame on the. Oh, go away, Gary. Oh, Gary. Gary. Upset me there. Actually says all the actors and musicians have real names. Proper playground, couldn't make it up. Hello, Gary, says Edward. Hello, Edward, says Gary. Mr. Capo here. Toscana, yeah, Blinders was filmed in Liverpool. Murphy and some of the other actors called in to have a cuppa and used the loo in the place I was staying in, the Georgian district, Toxteth. Tocky. The Georgian Quarter. Great around there. I'm at the stage of reinventing myself. Unfortunately, the establishment will know, Frank. And the boss towards that. That's exactly the point. Being blocked on many channels, stroke media, but won't back down. It will be the words of our silent friends that we shall remember. Good quote, good. It's good though. That's good. Le chapeau que portait me rappelle Georges Peppard dans Diamante. God blimey, what he's for. The hat you're wearing reminds me of George Peppard in Breakfast at Tiffany's. Lovely. Diamant sur Canet. Ravissant. That's it. You know French. That's brilliant. I've got Italians, I've got French, I've got some fella from Romania, Ali Danus. Got another fella from Southampton whose mother is a Scouser, and he's half Scouser. What a combination. Might have someone coming out from Gibraltar. Excuse me. That's brilliant. Thank you, Azette. Lovely name. Liverpool never gets the recognition it deserves for all the fair, says Gary the Rigby. Yes. Never does. Never ever does. Never. I remember taking people around. I got asked to go every year to a place and over an oil lake or somewhere. I don't know where it was. And stay there the weekends and give lectures and bring these group of people out. They were from all over the country and bring them into Liverpool. They always wanted to use the ferry, so the coach brought us to the ferry, used the ferry, got over, and everyone was made up at the ferry. And then I was bringing them out, and these people, the group of people, were from, excuse me, excuse me, were from Hampshire. And every time I was saying something, surely not was this woman. Everything. No, surely it was London. No. So you see, it's like Paolo Ferranti. He was a great inventor. He invented 73 things here. He's a Liverpool lad from Italian parents. And he lit up half of London with his grid. And he also put switches in rooms for the light to go on. That's when electricity first came out. And one of my great heroes is Nikola Tesla, who gave us electricity. And he died penniless in a little New York apartment, penniless, because of greed. Adet mentioned greed before. Sickening. Hate greed. Hate greed. The House of Guinness, says Bella, was filmed in Liverpool, St George's and Croxteth Hall, and down by the old tobacco warehouses. I love St George's Hall. That's where they brought Charles around. He said, but take it. I said, I don't want it. I had to. He said, you know, they all like the back of your hand. So anyway, I brought him around. But I tell you what, he knew a hell of a lot about Liverpool, because I asked his PR, I said, has he been reading up? He said, no, he knows. And I was showing him things. Oh, yes. He said, I do know about that. You know, because it was mentioning about Sir Alfred Jones. And, you know, a certain floor. Oh, yes, yes, I do know about that, Frank. I said, oh, that's good, Prince. Gary says, boss, I know the area well. I had a flat in Catherine Street. Catherine Street. Where the women's hospital was. It's lovely around there. Ali Danouche. We are all Frank. Team Franco. Hashtag Team Franco, says Ali. Team Franco. They're snapey. Morning, chaps and chapettes. Those who have yet to decide, mull your decision wisely. It could be life-changing. Loving the title. Oh, the tip fellow. Mr. C, very distinguished. Only put it on because my head was all over the place, my stupid hair. That's why. Never get a shower before you do a stream. Anybody? The outsiders have a very low opinion of Scousers. It's been drummed into them and they can't get rid of it, says Gary Rigby. Yes. Yes. I even mentioned the very first duck system. No. Thames, must be the Thames. And that's what I used to have to put up with. But people, they said, oh, will you shut up? Told her to shut up. Liverpool gets its recognition in the most personal way, says Snapey. Many come here and integrate seamlessly into this welcoming Scouse house. In juxtaposition to that, its architectural splendour. Awesome. Great comment. They're all great comments. Thank you so much. I love you all. You know that. And Toscana says, spending at least 1 week in Liverpool is on my bucket list instead of the odd day. So much history and culture. If I should be better and you're going to spend a week or whatever, I'll definitely take it around. I'll give you some history. That's when I get better. TW. Anyone seen the film? Brilliant. I don't usually like Christian Bale, but he was brilliant in that. Dick Cheney. One horrible man him. I don't like any American politicians, by the way. They're all corrupt, in my opinion, except Rand Paul, a fella named Rand Paul, Senator Rand Paul. Good man. Well, there's a few of them, That's a cracker, that. Well done, CW. And it is. It's just called Vice, isn't it? That's it. I never liked even, like when I used to, not watching the film, before when he was vice president. You should talk around. Horrible. Horrible. Before I move on, 2 days in the valley, a must. I didn't know this was on, Like, I don't know the backgrounds, what Jason puts up until. Danny Aiello, James Spader, Charlize Theron, Terry Hatcher. Highly recommended. Brilliant film. And there's another fella, he's been banned. Oh, what's his name? He's in it. Red-haired lad. I think he said something out of turn and got banned. Oh. Eric Stoltz, good actor. Eric Stoltz. Seen him in a few films, good films as well, and gone. Apparently, he said something out of turn to producers. Does Eric and the next, you don't hear of him? Toscana to the Snapey. Absolutely spot on. Liverpool is the one city I take friends and relatives to. No disrespect, but I've been to London twice, and once that was enough for me. Status Quo pictures of Matchstick Men. Best record they ever did. I like Quo. I liked them. Went to a concert. Brilliant. I like Quo. I really did. Um, Francis Rossi and his, I don't know whether it's mother like Hatchie's or grandmother came from Liverpool. Sam Neill I was thinking of, when I bumped into in Rodney Street filming Peaky Blinders. I said, what are you doing here? He said, Phil. I said, are you in that? He said, yeah. So I said, any dinosaurs up here? Just looked at me, just started laughing. Nice man. Nice man, gentleman. Then all my people were going, the people who was there, hello, Sam. How are you? Hello, ladies. Hello, ladies. That's why you spoke. That's the way. That's his accent. Hello, ladies. Ali Danus. I wrote a message 2 times, and every time was go away. Not easy to have on nowadays. In a world of sheep and pawns. And who are the sheep and who are the pawns? Oh, that, so do I. I love Jean Reno and Leon Crebon. Oh, yeah, Leon, brilliant film. I'll give you the film to watch with him and De Niro in. Ronan. Ronin. Ronan. Brilliant film. Brilliant film. Jean Reno. Great actor. Great actor. I've watched loads of films of him. Jean Reno. Ronan. Watch it. If you haven't seen it, watch it. With Robert De Niro. It's really good. Sean Bean's in it as well. Sean Bean. Oh, Barry. Hey, Barry. All of Frank and chat just in from the gym, losing a few ounces. I wish I could do that, I wish I could go to the gym. I really, honestly. I can't even raise my arms above me head. Do you know what I used to love doing? Sitting on a chair, an armchair, putting your arms at the back of your head. You know what I mean, don't you? I could use this arm. Like that. The way you do that. But I can't raise this arm. I can't raise both arms right up. This is what's wrong with me. It's a mamma mia. Time for Frank. I used to play a lot of badminton as well. It's not bad, actually. Not like a competition thing. I used to just go along and play. Gary, actually, I agree. Love the 60s status quo. Yeah. Rocking all over the world. And I'm down. Brilliant. Down, not I'm down. Down. Ballas says The Name of the Father, brilliant. Daniel, that was filmed here as well. Yeah, partially filmed in Liverpool. Excuse me. And actually, Gary Rigby at their best, them mate. Have you heard when My Mind Is Not Live by Status Quo? I remember saying to someone about this film and TV review, I said, everything goes. I'm going to tell you a film to watch. Okay. It's gone out my mind. Was you believe it? Fuck. It's gone out my mind. Well, anyway, there's one film, again with Robert De Niro and Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and that's Dave Bautista, is it? And it's called Heist. Brilliant. Brilliant. Heist. Bit outlandish, like, but it's good. There's another film. Well, there's two. You've heard me mentioning one before. And it's like the treatment of indigenous American native. And it's humorous, this one. And Liam Neeson's in it. And it's called Cold Pursuit. Cold Pursuit. And it's humorous. There's a scene in it where, the American natives are there. And there's a girl at the, American native girl, and she's at a computer. And this fella goes, this other American indigenous goes like that to the girl, will you move that? Without giving anything away. Will you move that? And she looks at him and goes, no, tell the Indian. And there's an Indian, from the subcontinent. It was so funny. I was laughing my head off. And he's just standing there, the Indian like that. But you've got to see it. Cold Pursuit, it's called. I mean, good acting. Really good acting. There's a fella there, he's a baddie. Oh, he's brilliant in it. Proper psycho. Marries with a, well, he's not married, he's divorced, he's got this, boy. Oh, what a shit. Fantastic it is. Barry Aldridge, last time I went to gym, I myself lost a few pounds. I really must be more careful with my money. 60. Oh, Gary Rigby, no, I'll check it out. So he's the hatch. That's funny, though. And Barry says, nice one, Snappy. I use the old saying that I lost a couple of pounds and that the horse is still running. Honestly, I'll be put to rest on Merseyside soil. It's inevitable. That said, if this irksome attitude continues, that could be a tragically premature occurrence. And actually, apparently, Live Aid didn't come alive until Quo got kicked the back doors out of a transit van and dished out the powder. Ottoman Turk. Oh, I haven't seen this fella for not years, ages. Afternoon, everyone. Afternoon, Turk. That's nice. After filming Ronan, De Niro bought a D2 Audi 8 S8, the car they used, and probably the best car chase scene ever filmed. Brilliant film. Ronan says Snake. I didn't know that he bought a car. I'm glad you're there. Someone said it's a great film for that Adette to watch. Our French friend. Bella, says the boss. 51st State with Sam Jackson. Yeah, Samuel L. Big Liverpool supporter. And so, and it was only a few months ago, he was travelling, well, he was in Florida, was it? Or California, I'm not quite sure now. And he had a Liverpool top on. Sammy. Frank, you would be great to take out for a drink. If I asked if anyone wanted a pint, I'd save a fortune with you. Oh, do you know what? I was out with Francine the other day, shopping, and this old lady with a son. I walked past, I was pushing the trolley. My Zimmy was pushing the trolley. And this fella looked at me, and I went, just went like that. And the lady, she was pushing. And then this other lady, I said to Francine, I said, listen, I said, do you know the rice up there? I said, I've got a box of it unopened. I said, I'm not using it. I said, do you want it when we get back home? She says, yeah, okay, Dad. And as I was walking away looking at stuff, this woman said to Francine, is that Frank? She went, yeah, it's me dad. Can I meet him? Right, so I don't know this. So I'm walking down, and then that old lady with a son who passed me, he must have followed me around to come up towards me. And she went, hiya, Frank. And I went, oh, hello. She said, remember when we went to match together? And I looked at her. She said, I'm 92 now. When does we go to match? Okay, now, and the son was just standing there. Lovely lady. She said, I'm 92 now. We went to match together. I said, did we? I never asked her where, because I was looking up at Francine, and there was this other woman like that. Oh, fuck yeah. You can't make these things up, can you? It's really nice, lovely people. Yeah, Snapey. I love Deep with Pacino and De Niro. Absolutely amazing film. The music was spooky, but that said, those two specifically were out of. I've always liked those two. Always liked them. That's a great film as well, Heat. Where you see De Niro walking out the bank, he's looking. He's got the face on him where if anyone fucking pulls me, could shoot them. Great scene. I saw this old man, says Gary Rigby, in town, all scruffy and smelly, singing Dreamer. Nothing but a dreamer. So I went over to him and said, that's super tramp. He said, thanks very much, mate. Oh. Thanks, boss. I will watch that. Says Bella too. And the boss says, Ali Nuska agreed, but now generation worldwide who only know society since the USA Corps won't want the world after Soviet collapse, and now AI completes mushroom policies, keeping there and feed them on BS. We're getting BS all the time. Billy, is that with Marcello Mastroianni? Got the worst name in the world. Trying to say Mastro because it's longer, isn't it? I just say Mastroianni. Great actor as well. So fire. My daughter's name's after it. My granddaughter. My granddaughter Sophia is named after. Spelt the same and everything. Be careful drinking, Frank, with diabetes, says the Snape. Make sure you have carbohydrates after you've drank. Alcohol negates the pancreas producing any insulin in extreme circumstances. You can coma. Oh, thanks very much. Careful there. I'm not going to eat any pasta because I took your advice. Not going to eat any pasta anymore. That'll kill me, though. To be honest, I'm not drinking. And I'm only drinking Vasa, as you'd say. Aqua, as our Italian ladies would say. Yes, so, getting back to films, you've got to watch it, the likes of this film here. It's really good, honestly. 2 Days in the Valley. Brilliant. Franco, do you know that insulin was found by a Romanian doctor and then Canadians said they discovered? Not the Romanian fella. It's the way it is. It's the way it is. Unfortunately. Look at Nikola Tesla, one of my great heroes. And he died penniless because he wanted to give electricity to the world. He was Romanian. And he died in a little room, penniless. So when you think of things, excuse me, the likes of people who do invent things, it's like Ferranti, the Liverpool lad. He doesn't get any credit whatsoever for lighting up half of London, for using the grid. Doesn't get any credit. It's like the X-ray machine. I tell you what it's like. It's like the X-ray machine. Now, the X-ray machine, as I said, that was invented here in Liverpool by Thurston Holland. And the German said, no, it wasn't. Or people, here, no, it wasn't. It was in Germany. No, it wasn't. And the very first zoological gardens also was in Liverpool in 1831 by a fellow named Atkins. Anyway, They were saying, no, it was in Germany. No, it wasn't. It was here in Liverpool. And also, which never gets mentioned, I'm sorry about this. Sorry about this. Tell you what also never gets mentioned. The very first botanical gardens in 1801 here in Liverpool. Never gets mentioned. Down in London, I like that woman from Hampshire. Now saying there, down in London, the botanical gardens down in London. Of course, that must have been the first. I said, no, it wasn't. It was here. Show us. I said, it's too far to go. I said, we're only around the city centre here. I said, get yourself a taxi and ask them to take you up to Botanical Gardens, please. And come back to us. And you'll see where the Botanical Gardens were. Some people. Gary says, have I mentioned a film called Between the Canals? Yeah, that's set in Dublin. It's a brilliant film and on YouTube. You have actually, Gary. You've mentioned it last week or this week sometime. It's that film behind you, a gangster film. It's just my missus won't watch violence. Please believe it. Yeah. There's a little bit of violence in it, but it's brilliant. It's funny. James Spade is brilliant. All the actors in it are brilliant. Barry, every actor. Everyone. So Danny Aiello. He's no longer with us now. What an actor. What an actor. Great actor. Plays a good gangster as well. I don't mean in this. But in other films I've seen him, Mafia. Baseball was invented in Romania in the 1600s, but the Americans say they always say it. They won the war, The Americans won the war. I always remember Obama coming out as inauguration, and he's talking away. I'm gonna be great, Hey, we won 2 world wars. And I said, why did he mention that? Why did he mention we won 2 world wars in his inauguration speech when he knows he's lying? Because they didn't. Like Trump, he won the war. I couldn't believe it. Nothing about the Russians like the Soviets. Botanical Gardens looks a mess now, Frank. It's a Gary. Did you know why? You know a part of it's called a mystery. Do you want me to tell you why it's called it? Instead of Googling. I don't think Google would know. Barry says, that's all I need to know. Thank you, says Barry. Actually says, do Italians eat pasta, tomatoes and garlic? And does a bear? Yeah, I can't eat it anymore because Snapey told me to. Not to. Because of what I've got. Believe what I've got. I'm flaking now. I flake. Flake. Fucking hell. I'm slowly falling to bits, as they say. Ali, my grandfather brother died in World War II, but Americans fought in the war alone. They won it. Yep. 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 See, now we are getting closer to Halloween. One of my favourite horror films is The Thing. Kurt Russell, Carpenter. Yes. Yeah. Great film. And I don't like that Kurt Russell, being honest. I've only liked him in 2 films. No, 3 films. Um, that one, The Thing, the cowboy one where he played Wyatt Earp. I'm sorry about this, I get an itch underneath my nose, as you know, and it's shocking. Every time I come in here. Every time. Can I ask you to watch a film? It's a cracking little film. And it's called, you'd have to stream it though, it's called Assimilate. Assimilate. If anyone's seen it, it's good. And Gary says, yeah, I was talking about the one on Edge Lane, Frank, not the miss. All right. I know what you mean, But I'm just saying about that part of it. Okay. Yeah, my mistake, sorry. Don't shout at me, Gary, again. I love American war films because they always win. Yeah. Ali, new Spaceball, you mean the Yank or a version? Yeah, Rounders. We used to play with the girls. Us, when we were young. Oh, we came around and say, you're all right. And make sure that the ball went over the arch. Under the arch, that is. Stood on after they did. See a girl. I get it. Lovely. Memories. Actually says they're introducing the Millibag idea from Miliband to capture carbon emissions. It works like a doggy bag. You collect one, carry it with you, and take it to the recycled gas. Are you kidding me? And Ali says to them, we call it Oina, Oina, Oina. If I pronounced that right. Yeah, Barry. True. And she says, yes, Barry Aldridge, just like Trumpy said, they won the war. I think they watched too many films and made too many films about winning the war, and they really believe it. I'm trying to think of a film, That's a cracker. Just let me think a minute. But I'll go for Barry. There's two films. One's a mystery thriller, and it's called Sam Was Here. Sam Was Here. It's a really good film. It's good. As I said, it's a mystery thriller. And it's about a salesman who drives into this, a desert town. Little shacks all over the place. And you just see him fixing himself. And because he's in a desert, the heat, he's only got a white shirt on and a tie. Wearing trousers, of course. And you just see him knocking on these, watch it, Sam Was Here. What was the other one? I'll think about it in a minute. So when you're trying to think of films, This'll do Barry. Barry would love this. Barry's wife. He can sit there on the couch eating the popcorn. It's Keanu Reeves. And it's called A Walk in the Clouds. A Walk in the Clouds. Cracker. Ali says it. In American film, they always win. Excuse me, saying tired. And the bad guys are almost all the Russians. It's mostly Russians, like John Wick. I like John Wick. I like Keanu Reeves. The Russians. Russian mafia. Anything's Russian now. You'd be getting the Chinese soon because everyone's starting to hate the Chinese because America tells them to. You can't make these up. Bella says Fields of Dreams include Kevin Costner, Amy Madigan, James Earl Jones, Ray Liotta, and Burt Lancaster. Kevin Costner. You know about Burt, don't you? And if Azette was here, I'd tell her that there's an interview what's her name? Very famous French actress. And she'd done The Train with Burt Lancaster. It was actually filmed in France, and it was a true story about the Second World War. She gave Burt Lancaster down the banks. Jean Moreau. Her name is. Mamma mia. Mamma mia. What she said about him. Bait. Okie dokie, Frank. Thanks again. Yeah, Walk in the Clouds. Brilliant film. And actually, yes, Frank, my mum's half a Scouser. I thought you said she was a Scouser and you're half a Scouser. I'll be half a Scouser. Your mum's a Scouser. Ends of. And Barry says, yeah, I like that too. And City of Angels, yeah. Meg Ryan. And Nick Cage. Excellent. Well, if you like that, you like A Walk in the Clouds. I thought you'd gone at that. Yeah, Jean Moreau on The Train. Great film, black and white. But I seen her in an interview and what she said about Burt Lancaster and her son. She said, I'll just put it in a nutshell here. While they were filming, her son, 17 he was, 16, 17, he went down and he was like, and she was going for lunch and she said, oh, this is my son, you know. And he went, so. And he said, listen, he said, I'm giving a party tomorrow. A swimming pool party. Just come along and enjoy. Oh, no, hang on. He said, listen, I've got this villa. He said, and if you want to, he said, have you got friends? And he said, yeah. He said, well, if you'd like to use the villa, my villa, he said, at the weekend, it's yours. You and your friends, you know, there's a big pool there. And, oh, okay, yeah. And what Bert got up to with the little boys. Was he 17 or younger? I'm not quite so sure now. But she didn't have to dig right into. So Odette Jean Moreau, great actress, great French. I tell you who I think is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Gerard Depardieu. And Vincent Cassel. Two great actors. Bella. Barry, that's a beauty film, City of Angels. I've watched that twice. This is a great film. And Barry says, sad, isn't it? I bet you that Barry was, sitting here, for example, now watch what you get a film, say like 2 days on the rock, he'll go that, and you know what? After he gets killed at the end, it's like me mate, Anthony, great fella. And I said, we're doing murders next Monday night. And he goes, yeah. I said, well, he says, yeah, very, he said, and the corruption. Fucking hell. Fucking giving us away. I said, oh, don't say no. He's just fucking gone on it. And she says, if me mum's half a Scotia, I'm a quarter bred. Me dad's from Kent. In horse terms, I'm good for mixing with a full blood. But believe it or not, I'm first generation Scots. Italian, New Zealand. Me. Bert Lancaster says that didn't get on well with Burke Douglas. I was never a big fan of him or his son, Michael. I always found him. That dirty Natalie Wood, when she was 14, 15, and you can actually read Natalie Wood's sister autobiography. And what you said, that he looks a slime. He is a fucking slime. And he said to Natalie Woods' mother, listen, bring her up to see me. I'm staying at this particular place. And it was a hotel. And her mother drives her down there. Because I'll give her some, maybe I could get her a role in some film. She's only young. She's only about 15. Because her mother was pushing her, to be an actress. And her parents were Russian. And now, because of Russia, everyone's a Russophobe. They said, oh, they're from Ukraine. No, they were fucking Russian. See the way they try to spin things. But anyway, that's by the by. And she came down, and her mother went, what's the... And she said, get me home. Because she was disheveled. And by the time she got home, her sister was in there. I forget her sister's name. She was an actress as well, her sister, but never made it quite big, for Hollywood standards. And she said, what's wrong? Obviously he went into the bedroom, and she said, what's wrong? She said, he hurt me. He hurt me. In other words, forced himself on me. And there was another incident with Douglas. And what it was, he was doing a film. And this particular film, there was a girl, I hardly know too much. I just seen a brief thing, and he was mentioned. And he brought her out for dinner. Douglas. Now, he was a big star then. And he brought her out for dinner. No one's ever seen her since. In other words, it was all cover up for him. Burke Douglas. He is a Burke. Don't like him. And he lived till he was 101. And Michael Douglas, another slime bag, him. Sex addict. Do you know that? Him. Douglas, Michael Douglas. Glad you said that about him finding them slimy there, the dead. Whereas I'm 100% wool. Yeah. Snapey the little woolly. And that, says Tosca, I can't and won't watch anything with Kirk Douglas. Lana Wood, that's who confirmed what he had done, but her mum told her to ignore it as she wanted Natalie to make yes, Lana Wood, you right. That's it. Well done, Toscana. Frank, I got it wrong. My mum's a Scouser, thoroughbred. I'm half-breed. Says that. Half a Scouser. I'm half Italian and half New Zealand. Glad to take after me, mum. Fucking New Zealand. And yet, my dad was a war hero, apparently. Officer he was. He was in command of these group of people who were called the SBS, Special Boat Service. Like the SAS, but they were in boats. Met my old girl when he was here. Because he was stationed here with the Royal New Zealand Navy. And when the war was over, he started going away because he made friends with Liverpool lads. And he started going away as a seafarer. And then a few years later, he met me, my mum. And the boss, that's it. I watched an early film I liked with Michael Douglas, Jane Fonda and Jack Lemmon, The China Syndrome. That was a very good film. Yeah, excellent. It was a true story, that, by the way. It was a true film. Something Island. Oh, what was it called? Treble Island or something mad like that, where there was a leak. Cover it up. I'm a full pedigree, 100% Italian. Italiano. One thing that makes me laugh, says Bella, a lot is the royal family watching that show with Jimbo. The royal family. Callum. Afternoon, fella. Hello, Callum. You left us the other night. Must have gone out again. I'm half Scouse and half Norwegian. We had a great Norwegian community here, you know. And Sandra, genuine this. We've got a nasally accent, haven't we? And the nasal comes from Norway. Norwegian. John Lennon said that himself. Norwegian wood. That's how we've got our nasal, because of the Norwegian community. We had a big one. And the bus, DOC, to Toscana. Don't know what that is. Your mate's just got a new car, so he took that out for a spin. Did you? That's great. You know, do you know what? You know what? When you get a car, you always fall for it. Because you like to go and you get a phone call. Do us a favour, I've got to get you. Yeah, I'll be down there for you now. You become a taxi driver for about 2 or 3 weeks and you go, oh, fuck this, I'm not doing this anymore. Well, no, I'm not. I'm busy. I'm you know, I've got to take me. I've got to take the dog to the vet. You get fed up with it. And Bella, I was born in Italy, to Toscana. My great grandparents, I was going to write a play about them, but it would have been too much like Romeo and Juliet, honestly. Because my great grandfather, he was a street urchin in Napoli. And my great grandmother, she came from a well-to-do family. And their eyes just met and fell in love like that. But there was a lot of, oh, it was terrible. She was ostracized by the family. And a brother, Mikhail, the nuncio, he was a sculptor, he was an artist, poet, playwright. And he helped them out. And there's a fantastic, and I mean this, a fantastic legacy here in Liverpool, what he did. Mikhail D'Annunzio, my great grandmother's brother. I was going to write a play about it, or a script. Actually, I'm not reading that Danielovich here. He's a Jew. Jew. Strange, isn't it? You wouldn't think so. I think he was Polish, wasn't he? Well, all his parents were Jewish Poles from, and went to America. Boss, going offline now. Best wishes, Frank. Ali Danus, Adet, Toscana, Bella Italia, and Co. Hope the last categories. Hope the Let's hope, as you said, you never walk alone, but cheers, boss. Capo. Capo di tutti capi. And Bella says, boss, have a good weekend. Says Bella. Toscana, boss, thank you. Have a great day. And Callum, it's match day. Yeah, Callum. We've got to put everything back. Forget about the great result against Frankfurt. I thought they were a very poor side. I just hope the Sloop man picks the right team. He has to play Jones. He has to. And Snapey, only been to Italy once, shot in, won the fourth European Cup, got beaten up by the Cannavalieri, beaten up. On the way out, then flew home. The Cannavalieri. I was in Napoli, and there was this cop, and I was with my one then. And anyway, we was in in Milan, there's a massive galleria, and it's magnificent. It's magnificent. And in Napoli, they've got exactly the same. So I was in there. And then I came out. I was just standing there. I was like, she's doing some shopping. And I was talking to this motorbike cop. So anyway, I said, I'll see you in the morning, you know. Un momento, and goes in again, you know, to see if she's there. And this fella comes up to me. You know, one of these fellas trying to sell you something. And he drops something on the floor. And there was a picture. And he walks away, and I just thought he dropped it. And he went, and I said, yeah, mi scusi. And he turns and comes. He says, it's yours. €2. I said, I don't know, what do I want that for? And it was a picture. It was just a fucking picture. I said, I don't want that. And he was going, no, €2, do it. Do €1. I was going, no. And I've got, you know, trying to give it back. And the big cop comes up, just grabs him. Just like that. And turns him towards him. And he said, take it. And he got it back. He said, you know, these people, he said, that they harass tourists every day. He said, this is one of the reasons why I'm here. Motorbike cop. Because sometimes they just jump on bikes and get off. Pickpockets. And they go after them on the bike. Wherever they jump on. Oh. Brentford's 1, Liverpool 2. Says Callum. And Odette says, Arsène Lupin. His story was screened on Netflix recently. I gave it 8 out of 10. That's good. Arsène Lupin. Netflix. Nothing like Jean Reno and Vincent Cassel. I tell you what, I watched a film. I mentioned this last week. I watched the film, and it was about Devil's Island. First time I ever seen a film about Devil's Island. And because I knew that about the French being sent there, prisoners. Anyway, I watched it. It was just called Devil's Island. And there was an actor, an old actor, great actor, called Jean Gabin. Jean Gabin. And I've seen him after that, in a few films. He's well and truly passed on, he's been dead many decades. But what an actor. Jean Gabin. And I've been trying to get it up, the film, on, been trying to stream it. Just called Devil's Island. What a film. Black and white. Callum says, Real Madrid soon. Yup. Xabi. My grandson's going there. My grandson's got his ticket. Real. The last time I seen Real Madrid at Anfield, when I was, when I went, was the 4-0 game. Never went the last game. 2-0, can't go. Fella keeps asking me to go to. I can't fucking move. He's a lovely fella as well, but keeps saying. And Sandra says Kirk Douglas's parents were Russian. I read his book, The Ragman's Son. It was very interesting. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you for that, sweetheart. Thank you. Tony Curtis' real name is Bernard Schwartz. Oh dear. Big family on the spice trade. How's that? Maybe Liverpool need Didier Deschamps or Zidane. I'd rather have Zidane than him. Didier. Never liked him. Didier Deschamps. I don't think he was that, good a player, to be honest. The best player, I reckon, to come out of France was Michel Platini. What a player. Platini. And Callum says, told you if I sat in my back room, we would win. I'll sit in the back room tonight. See you later, Frank and chat. Up there, Red, says Edward. And Callum says, TNT Sports tonight, Reds. Yeah, I'll have to finish, won't it? Been on for bloody 2 hours. And I haven't had anything to eat yet. Do you know what I'm going to have? I'm going to have poached egg. Got the little machine. Why did I do that? Is that the sign of a poached egg? Poached egg on toast. Yeah, I've got a machine for poached eggs. Can never do them in them pans, Useless. Always breaks something and ends up like a scrambled egg. Thanks for that, Callum, about tonight, TNT. Thank you. And Adette says, Lupin, French mystery thriller series about Assam Diop. It was inspired by the fictional gentleman thief Arsène Lupin. 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 I'll have a go at that, Adette. I'll have a go at that. Thank you. Snapey, personally, I thought there was a needle in the ISIL because we beat Roma the previous year in Rome. Juve wanted revenge after us that winning in Italy plus match tickets were being sold on the day of the game. Yeah. Don't want to be reminded of Heysel. It's fucking there again. Hillsborough and Heysel, 2 H's. Toscana. It's Frederica's birthday. I'm backing him to get the winner. Oh, that'd be good. I think he'd be going in the January window, to be honest, Toscana. It's a shame. Still not getting a look in. Another 4-0 would be nice, eh? We beat Alonso's Leverkusen 4-0 last time, says Callum. That was at Anfield, though, wasn't it? But yeah, any result. Do you mean today or against Real? I don't think we'd get 4-0 against Real. Snapey says Thierry Henry for me the best French player. It's all a matter of opinion, isn't it? But I just loved that Platini. He was some player. But yeah, you know, Thierry Henry was great. Do you know what he said? Henry, he would have loved to have played for Liverpool in front of the Liverpool crowd. Well, you'll know about that anyway. Ali Danouche says, best Schwarzenegger said to Pogba was, hang on, Bastard, Schweinsteiger. Yeah. What a name. Schweinsteiger. Said that Pogba was better than Pirlo. He smoked some good stuff, I bet. Pirlo was brilliant. Andrea Pirlo. And he said Pogba was better. Schweinsteiger. Goes with his name. Have a great weekend, everyone. Franco and chat says Bella Italia. Mille grazie, Bella. Anche. Have a great weekend, boys, says Ali Danouche. And you too, Ali. You look after yourself, my friend. That's it. My favourite recent footballers went to Arsenal with Wenger. I love Patrick Vieira. He would have been great in midfield for Liverpool. It's that type of player they acquire. Well done. Absolutely. Great. He would have been great, Vieira. But yeah, you're right. We do. We do. Need someone like him. Bit of steel. Arrivederci, says Toscana to Bella. Real Madrid are Anfield, Sue says yes, they are. Snapey, I'd like Chiesa to stay. I like the lad's personality. He's got great attitude, as you know. Snapey, he gives a real go when he plays. He's got all the attributes of a fella who everyone would like as a mate. You know, a decent fella. For me, Platini was better than any French player. Thanks for that. Agreeing with me there, Ali. Toscana. Fine settimana. Arrivederci. Prossimo settimana. See you next week. Take care, Bella, says Sneaky. Odette. Passez un excellent weekend. Yeah, do you know what? Weekend is French, isn't it? Strangely enough. Like that. Have a lovely weekend, and I hope that Liverpool will win, says the lovely Odette. Thank you, Odette. And you too. You have a great weekend, sweetheart. Actually, I've just had 3 streaky rashers of bacon and a fresh fried egg and brown bread. Bloodied. Oh, piss off. I'm blocking you for making me. Wish I could have that. I'd have to have a poached egg. I love streaky bacon. And I like it. I've got an air fryer and I like it crispy. God, blimey. Making me hungry. But you know, if it's fried, I can't have fried stuff. I love fried egg. And do you know what else I'd love with it? You know, your streaky bacon, fried egg, fried tomato. Thank you, Franco, says Ali. You too, sir. Never lose hope and honour and dignity. There is some out there, not much. Try to get some afternoon sleep. I'll have to have a sleep. I think our Francine's coming down for me to take me to shop a little, get back, have a sleep. Per man, per stasera, for this evening. I'm off now, going for a sleep, feeling dizzy. See you tonight, Frank, for a watch along. What time are you going live? We'll set my alarm. It'll be 3/4 of an hour before kick-off. What time's the kick-off? Oh, it's 8 o'clock, so I'll be on at 7:15. 7:15. That's what time I'll be on. Minus the at, by the way. Chiesa won't start, says Callum, no. We have Palace midweek, guarantee the 11 is Mamadashvili, Bradley, Kanate, Van Dijk, Robbo, Jones, Szoboszlai, Yapko Vert Salah Ekatike. That's a very good thing. Very good side though. I like that. But we've got to have, yeah, I'll just go along with that rather than say. But I think McAllister will play, I really think McAllister will play. Callum. Ta-ra for now, Frank. Oh, thank you, Sandra. See you later, sometime. Don't leave it too long, because we miss you. And actually, Kevin Keegan was at his best when he plays alongside Mick Shannon at Southampton. Now he's at his best when he plays alongside Toshak. Great. Good shout about identifying Chiesa as a mate. He's always smart. Absolutely, Snapey. Absolutely, and that's what we like about it because he's such a nice fella. And the alley says Liverpool FC is the only club out there who keep on the bench their best player. Player of the month is on the bench every game. And that just shows you, player of the month, how bad the others were. Getting full games. You know what I mean? Actually, have a good weekend, Frank. You too, actually, lad. You too, mate. Give your mum my regards. Seeing she's a scouser. 9:15, Frank. I know him well. I know him too well, says Cal. Thanks, I know. Says the Callum. Big Freddie Woodman is starting midweek. Yeah. Unless Ali's back. Excuse me. Yeah. Mac Grav come back in against Palace from yeah. Nice, good shout. Good shout. So I like your team now from before. Yeah. Good shout though. And great show, Frank. Makes a difference to my days. See you at 7:50. I'll see you 7:15. See. Thank you. And see, Toshak Keegan goal legends. Yes. Like telepathy, weren't they? Unbelievable. Let's not get drunk with Frankfurt win. No, Ali. Frankfurt is such a bad squad, to be honest. Their forwards is 160 tall. What the? Yeah. $1.60 m. Well, listen, boys and girls, thank you for keeping me company this morning. Love yous all. And let's see what tonight brings. And Callum says for next week, this is Woodman, Bradley, Enzo, Gomez, Kirkes, Maka, Grav, Naoni, Rio, Isak, Chiesa versus Palace. I don't think he gives too much pain about cups, does he? See how tired I am, honestly. 2 hours less than expected. Come here, you. Yeah, cuff him. I haven't done nothing. Getting off now, says the Snape. Must acquire sustenance. See you all soon. Up the mighty Redman. Later. Capitalise on Wednesday's result. Yes. Thanks, Snapey. Love you, Frank. You're bang on. Oh, thanks, that's you, lads. I'm bang on. Callum. See ya. Up the Reds. Yes, Callum. Up the Mighties. Lovely Toscana. Grazie, Franco and Chatter. See you later. Ci vediamo. Ciao. Chiesa is one of my favourite players for a long time since he was at Fiorentina. He can deliver so much, says Ali. Yeah. Fiorentina, then Juve. So we'll see you later, boys and girls. Thank you so much for keeping this fella company. And definitely, hope one day I'll be able to invite you in Romania, Franco, to eat some Romanian real countryside food, not market food. I don't eat squirrels, you know. Only joking. I don't eat squirrels, like, but. And okay, see you later on. See you, see you later, boys and girls. Ciao. Don't forget 7:15.